All right, all right, all right. Let's talk about the most important topic, I think, in today's live streams. And you already know, you clicked on it. So we're going to be talking about why US dollars keep buying you less and less and less in Mexico each and every day. And is this trend going to continue, or is this just going to be like a temporary thing? All right. So, all right, let's get ready. All right. Let's talk about let's talk about money, inflation, currency, all that stuff. All the fun stuff. I remember when I used to talk about these subjects many moons ago. Nobody cared. Nobody wanted to listen. And nowadays, well, it seems like inflation talk and money talk and all that talk is the rage of the day. So lucky me. Let's get into it. So today we are going to be talking about this subject that Paul, shout out to Paul out there. Paul asked me this question. I used to have a boss named Paul. So shout out to Paul. Paul Nunez, I remember. I think his name was. I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, shout out to him. Great guy. Hope he's doing well. Haven't seen him in maybe 15 years. I know, right? Crazy. Bruh. And another life, another lifetime, another world, another lifetime ago. But anyways, Paul is asking me again, why do US dollars keep buying me less and less in Mexico? All right. Things are getting more expensive. So let's talk about that. In fact, on screen, let's just move into it real quick. Boom. Look at that. So on screen, as you guys can see right there, we're looking at the Google price chart for the dollar to the peso. Now, notice that I put 20 pesos there, okay, and to $1.10. Okay, so this is the exchange rate, okay, right now as of today, as we're speaking, okay. As you guys can see, in 1 month from this chart right here, how much it's already declined, okay? In fact, let's go back to a year. Let's go back to 5 years, okay? Look at that. Okay, so 5 years ago, okay, let's just go back in time. But before we do that, let's just stay with today, okay? All right, the 1 month thing, okay? So right here, why does it say $1.10 to 20 pesos, all right? What happens if I put $1 here? Well, if I put $1 here, you get the 1813. So for every US dollar, okay, you are getting back, all right, 18 pesos. Now, when the exchange rate was higher, okay, like as we can see here, okay, let's say, back here, April 25th, all right, April 25th, when it was at $25, all right, $25. Oh man, I should have put the calculator up. Let me see if I can put the calculator up here so you guys can see that as well. Hold on a second. Yeah, no, I should have done this earlier. No, that's not going to do it. Not media source. What is this calculator? What would this be? I think Windows source. That's what it is. Okay. Yeah, sorry, I'm working on the behind the scenes here. Eesh, I should have done this earlier. I apologize. Yeah, but I just realized, I think where's so this will be easier for me to explain as we go forward. Huh? How come I can't see? Let's go with this. Maybe this will. No, that's not gonna be it either. Man, I am sorry. I should have done this earlier. Man. All right, hold on a sec. I think I got an idea. One second. You guys can, talk amongst yourself in the chat. There we go. There we got it. There we go. We got it. Yay! Wait, what happened there? Okay. Okay. But how can I overlay this over the... Oh, okay, got it. Okay, 1 second. Ah. Is this gonna work? No, it's not gonna work. All right, forget it. Man, I apologize, guys. Sorry. I was trying to get a calculator up. You know what? I'll just use this, all right? We'll just use this for now, okay? I'm sorry. Jeez, what a freaking disaster this video started out to be. Okay, so, you know, back... Okay, let's just go to 20 to 1, okay? So you guys can get an idea of the difference, okay? Then we just... I think we'll... Okay, all right, we'll just do that. I'll just keep the calculator here. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know how to... I feel like starting this whole thing all over again. What a disaster. Anyways, shout out to everyone watching and dealing with the stupidity of this episode. But anyways, all right. So if you do 20 to 1, okay, 20 to 1, all right, you're going to get... Sorry, Jesus. Man, I am so... out of it right now because of that. Okay, wait. Let's get into it. Yeah, I know, right? I need the sound effect. All right, hold on. Here we go. Hold on. Bruh. Okay, all right. So, if it was the other way around, okay, meaning that, you know, it was at 25 to 1, okay, that means that you get 25 pesos for every dollar, okay? So, all right, man, I'm so out of it, man. All right, I feel like I'm gonna start this whole episode over. All right, start over, okay? So. The reason we're making this video is because right now, okay, as you guys can see here, sorry I cannot get the calculator up on the screen, but as you guys can see here, all right, it says 18 to 1, all right, and it's going to continue to drop. Now, more it drops, okay, let's say 15 to 1, 10 to 1, 5 to 1, whatever, the more it drops, okay, the less your money is worth in Mexico, okay? So, in fact, let me... make it a little easier to kind of like understand. So this is what we're talking about here, a dollar, okay? And this dollar, okay, would normally, all right, hold on, I got it right here. This dollar right here would normally buy you one of these, okay? Or under normal kind of circumstances, all right, as we've been living under for a little while, one of these get you one of these. Now, as the economy kind of was tanking, you know, because of the virus situation and everything we've been dealing with the last few years, you know, this started losing its value. The pesos, okay, started losing their value. And basically for every one of these, okay, it got to a point, again, you can see right here at the top of this chart here, again, this is at the beginning of the pandemic or whatever, you could get, you know, for every dollar, you got 25 of these. So ever since then, again, as you guys can see from that chart right there, okay, as you guys can see from the chart, you know, ever since the pandemic, from that moment on, you know, it was losing value, you know what I mean? So it was it went all the way from 25 and then, you know, kept going lower in the 20s, in the high 20s. So basically for every dollar, okay, for every dollar, you were getting something in the 20s. So let me explain what that means, okay? Okay, so let's get the calculator up real quick, okay? Because I'm trying to do this in layman terms, okay? I apologize. This is why I wanted to get the calculator so you guys can, you know, really understand better. Because unfortunately, you know, I got to go with what says here. So, all right. Oh, I know a way. Jeez, I'm such an idiot. I figure out a way. This might work. There you go. Jeez, I should have done this earlier. God, I'm such an idiot. Bruh. There you go. We got a calculator. In fact, you can see the sound effects. You can see it all. You can see everything. That's my whole desktop there. Okay, that's fine. We'll do this for now. And can we make this bigger? No, right? I think that's it. Is that as big as it gets? All right, that's it. We got a calculator. Yay! All right, so. Okay. Okay. So okay, let's get into it. Okay. So you can get an idea. Okay. So right now, let's say you got $100 US. Okay. $100 US. $100 US today is only going to get you 1,813 pesos. Okay. But again, just a few months ago, okay, at 20. Okay. So 100 times 20 equals 2,000. So right there, it's like almost it's a $9 difference, just about. Okay, $9.50 difference, almost a $10 difference. Okay, so let's just go back to the good times. Okay, so 100 times 25. Look at that. That is a 25. Plus 10, $34 difference, okay? $34. So again, for every $100 that you were exchanging, okay, you were basically getting an extra 34 US dollars. So again, this is way back then at the beginning of the pandemic. But let's just move forward to just a year ago or not too long ago, okay? So not too long ago, again, bring it back to the calculator, okay? A lot of us, out here, we were pretty happy because we were having a pretty good exchange rate, and the exchange, just go back 1 year, okay, 1 year, as you guys can see, the exchange rate was hovering 21, 20, it was around 20 the whole time, over 20, okay, it was hovering over 20 the whole time, okay, so every time it was hovering over 20, let's just go to 21, okay, so you can get an idea, okay, 21 times 100 is 2,100. Again, that is almost a $15 difference, okay? But as things are going now backwards, okay, as things are now going, the other way around, okay, that's what I'm gonna, hold on. Where to put the calculator there, okay. No, it'd be easier to, okay, so as we're going backwards, okay, you guys can see here, $100 is only getting you 18. Now, okay, so now when you're doing it the other way around, okay, let's say 2,000 pesos, okay, so 2,000 pesos is now $110. So, okay, let's just go here again, okay, so when the exchange rate was just 20 to 1, okay, 20 to 1, 100, okay, times 20 equals 2,000. Okay, so that same 2,000 is now 110. Okay, and as the exchange rate goes lower, let's try 17. Okay, so 17, okay, times 100 is 1,700. Okay, and again, look at that. You're losing another $5. So for every dollar, basically, okay, for every dollar, you're losing 10 cents, okay? Because let's just go to $1 here. Okay, let's just go to, 20 to 1. Okay, and it's at 110. Okay, so let's just say again, 1 divided, no, wait, what was it? How do you do that math? 18 times, is it 1.1, no, 1. No. Anyways, I don't know how to do the math the other way around. Sorry, I suck at math. But anyways, long story short. Okay, as this goes lower, okay, let's just say 17. Let's just go to 15. Okay, 15 times 100. Now you're getting 1,500. But that same 1,500, if you got that 1,500 and you need to exchange it for dollars, okay? You need to exchange that for dollars, all right? Okay, so again, 1,500. I wonder how you can Look at that, 1,500 today, okay, is 82, okay? But anyways, it's going to keep getting lower and lower. Now, let's just get into the nitty gritty, okay? Let's just get into the really nitty gritty, okay? I just wanted to do those little experiments there so you guys can see what's going on, okay? Now, what is really going on, okay? Let's explain this, okay? This is a world reserve currency, okay? For anyone that does not know, this is the dollar, okay? The world reserve currency. This is the big daddy. This is the one that everything, every single other currency, they get their value. Okay, so the peso or whatever other currency you got, they get their value from this. Now, where does this get its value from? Yeah, again, see, Gizmo's already like, don't even go down that route, okay? So, forget that, okay? We don't want to talk about where this gets its value from, okay? That's another episode, another whatever. But long story short, this is what gives everything value. Everything. No matter what it is, okay? Whether you're buying some toothpicks, you're buying, some clothespin, you're buying a phone, you're buying everything is basically valued in these bad boys, okay? And so how everything kind of works is that every country has their own currency, okay? Now, the stronger the currency, okay, the closer it is to this, okay? So what does that mean? Okay, so the euro, for example, okay, if you get to the euro is almost 1-to-1 with the dollar. In fact, a few years ago, the euro, for a long time, the euro or the British pound was worth more than a dollar. But basically, they're close to 1-to-1 at the moment, okay? And that's because, they're pretty, relatively same kind of currency, same value. But when you go to other currencies, again, like this, the peso, okay, it takes... Okay, again, 20-to-1 is like kind of like the exchange rate, but now you're not even getting this 20. Now you're just getting like 18 pesos or less. All right, and it's going to keep dropping. And what does that mean? Because there's a lot of people that are coming out here with dollars, with Canadian dollars, with euros, with whatever, and every day it's buying you less and less. And on top of that, you're complaining about the fact that things are costing more. Because first of all, we got inflation. Inflation is hitting everywhere, so inflation is also hitting here, so things are going up in price. Also, the Mexican economy is getting better, okay? So that means that things are also getting more expensive because more people can afford more things, all right? So now, people can afford, you're still going to be able to find cheap items, but more people want the nicer things, so there's more demand, and the demand is coming from the Mexicans. So it's just going to be more expensive because people are willing to pay for it. So all of these things are making things more expensive. But again, think about it. All of a sudden, I am a Mexican. Okay? All right, let's go back to, let's just say I am a Mexican. Okay? And normally, you're always paying me $2,000. I mean, 2,000 pesos. Okay? You're constantly paying me... Sorry about Gizmo out there. You're constantly paying... Hold on a second. Hold on. Gizmo! I apologize. Today's episode has been all over the place. Jesus, man. What a way to start today's episode. Anyways, stay focused. Focus, Jose. All right, so... Let's say I'm a typical Mexican employee, all right? And I'm getting paid 2,000 pesos, okay? All the time, all right? I'm getting paid 2,000 pesos. Now, that 2,000 pesos translated to dollars, again, was only going to get me $100. But as time goes on, it's going to get me $110, $115, $120. You get what I'm saying? To the point where as the, tide keeps turning, that 2,000 pesos will eventually maybe get to $1,000. Can you imagine? You know what I mean? That 2,000 pesos. Okay, that 2,000 pesos, okay, that was originally worth $100. Now, all of a sudden, as things keep exchanging, you know what I mean? Now it's going to be worth to that Mexican $500 or $1,000. And now to you, that same $100 that you're spending is really going to be costing you $500 or maybe $1,000 in the future, because your dollars are not worth as much, okay? And the pesos are worth way more. So again, if you, like I've talked to you guys many times over, remember, you got to prepare for what's coming if you haven't already prepared. And one of the things is that if you're coming to Mexico, make sure that you eventually start establishing some way, some form for you to start making pesos. Okay, not dollars per se. Right now, the dollar is king. Each one of these dollars still gets you 18 pesos. That's a lot. Okay, even 15 pesos, even 16. Even 14, even 10. But as it keeps dropping, which it will, we're going to see, because again, the Mexican economy keeps getting stronger. The relationship between the US and Mexico keeps getting stronger. The dollar keeps getting weaker in comparison to the peso. The Mexican peso, throughout the pandemic, because of its stability, has actually been the most stable currency in existence in the last 3 to 4 years. So the Mexican peso, not only is it strong, not only are these pesos strong, again, not only are these pesos strong simply because of the fact that the economy is getting stronger, the country is getting stronger, everything here is getting stronger to make it stronger, a stronger currency and worth more because it's backed by a lot of things. Not only is that happening, but on top of that, because of the fact that this country does not incur as much debt as other countries, the fact that this country has been able to keep it together and keep the borders open and keep everything open throughout the pandemic and all the things that were going on throughout that time have allowed this currency to be as strong as it is. In fact, so strong that you can go back to just last year's statistics. Remember, we are entering 2023. I know we're in the first quarter already. But if you go back to 2022, 2021 and beyond, the Mexican peso, especially like I said in very recent years, the Mexican peso has been the strongest currency period in the story. The only other currency that has been as strong or stronger or whatever has been the Swiss franc. So again, Swiss bank account, rich banks, the banking cartel, the whole thing. Okay, so and then outside of that, it's been the US dollar. The US dollar's king, always king, leads everything. But anyways, long story short, countries all over the world are not only buying dollars and using dollars and keeping dollars, but they're doing pesos as well. In fact, whenever they cannot get dollars for whatever reason, they get pesos. So that makes it even stronger because there's a more demand for pesos. And guess what? More demand makes things more expensive. And they are not printing these, okay? They're not printing these things into oblivion, okay? I got a bunch of currencies here. Here is hold on a second. There's another one. Okay, they're not printing this into oblivion. This is a $50 bill. Again, in fact, let's look at what this is worth right now. Okay, so it's $55. Okay, this used to be a $50 bill. Now it's a $55 bill. Okay, same as this. This used to be a dollar bill. Okay, now it is worth $1.10. $1.10. Okay, so as all these things are going on, it would be wise to start trading these in for these, especially if you live here. Definitely if you live here. Again, anything can happen though. Let's not kid ourselves. Let's just go back to history here. Okay, and again, this giant spike here was the beginning of the pandemic, and we already know everything went haywire. Okay, but before that, okay, by the way, look how it went up to 25, from 20 to 25. By the way, back then, before it went to that, it was at 18. It was at 19 right there, okay? 18. It was around the same price as it is today. And from that point, the pandemic happened, and then it went all the way to 25, and then it kept dropping all the way down to where we're at, back to where we're at again. We're under, okay? So it was already getting strong. The pandemic threw everything out of whack like it did everywhere else on the planet, and now we're back to normal. But again, for example, you go to Russia, you go to Argentina, you go to a lot of these places, and their currency is like, in fact, let's just do that so you can see real quick. Let's see where, okay, Argentina, let's start Argentina, Argentinian peso, okay? So $1, look at that, $1, okay, gets you 200 pesos, okay? Look at that. Look how much it's dropped, okay? In the other direction, okay? So look at how it's affected like a country like Argentina. Let's see what else, okay? So again, this is not what you want, okay? If you are going as a tourist to Argentina with US dollars, this is what you want. Argentina is extremely cheap. But if you live in Argentina, everything's extremely crazy expensive because, $1 only gets you 200 pesos. But what are those 200 pesos really worth? Not much. Okay? So let's see what another country, just another kind of countries you can see next to the US dollar. What would be a good? Let's just try the euro. Let's do the euro. Okay, look at that. For each dollar now, you get 94 cents. Okay? Look at that. This is a 5-year chart here, okay? So, a lot of currency. So, let's just, again, look, let's just do this a little bit different, okay? The euro to the peso. Okay? Okay, so the Mexican peso, so you guys can get an idea there. Okay, look at that. Okay, again, but you get same chart, okay? Same thing, okay? COVID, the thing spiked and it just kept going back down again. So again, looking at these charts, okay? The euro to the peso, the dollar to the peso, other currencies, okay? So you're seeing other currencies, Russia, Argentina, the euro, whatever. Those currencies in most of the world are losing value. And the Mexican peso is gaining value. Not only was it already gaining value before COVID, before the pandemic, but it was gaining. It's continued to gain value. It's recovered nicely. It's been great. Again, you saw the other charts that were just like, just up, straight up. Okay. All right. Let's try. Let's try the Russian ruble. Okay. Because again, we know Russia's going through their own thing, so let's, or Turkish lira. Look at the Turkish lira. Look at that. You see? That's not what you want. Again, you get more and more, again, look at this, okay? For the longest time, the Turkish lira was, again, 1 to 5. 1 to 5. And look at it now, look at where it is now, 1 to 20, 1 to 18, 1 to 19. You follow me? So the peso, as it gets stronger, it's going to keep dropping, okay? And eventually it's going to get to this, something like this, where it's going to be maybe 5, 6, 10. But can you imagine all of a sudden what that would mean? Every single, look, by the way, the dollar, this is not going anywhere. This is not going to get replaced by anything anytime soon. And if it does get replaced, it's going to get replaced by a new version of the dollar, okay? I've talked about this a gazillion times over. As time goes on, we're seeing that there's no other replacement for this except for another one of these. That's it. I don't want to hear it, okay? So with that being said, we can expect that to happen, meaning that the peso is only going to keep getting stronger because there's a million things that are pointing in that direction, okay? And the only thing it's really getting stronger against is this, because there's nothing else. So all that means is that if all you have are dollars or Canadian dollars or euros or whatever, expect these dollars to buy you less and less as time goes on. Okay? And expect that Mexico is going to get more and more expensive. Even with you coming with less of these, well, guess what? Things are just going to be more expensive because the economy is just doing so much better. And everyone can afford so many more things. And Mexico doesn't need to rely on other factors, on like foreign investment or tourism, to really, get their economy going. Because again, let's just talk about this for a second. So before, back in the day, something like a dollar right here would be backed, okay? Something like a dollar would be backed by gold or silver, okay? Let's go back here. I don't want to confuse anyone in the watch. Okay, so something like this, okay, was be backed by gold or silver, okay? But now, this is backed by nothing, zero, absolutely nothing, okay? But when you come to like a currency like this, like a Mexican peso, it's actually backed already by gold, silver, oil, the Mexican people. I could go on and on and on. There's a lot of things that are actually backing this. The fact that there's little debt. Mexico has very little debt compared to the biggest debtor nation in the history of humanity, the dollar, the US dollar. Now, the US dollar can get away with printing into oblivion. In fact, creating another currency, throwing this other one in the garbage and just starting a new currency. Why? Because we got the biggest, baddest military on the planet. All the other countries that are going up against the dollar are falling apart. Have you seen China? Have you seen Russia? Have you seen the rest of the world? Anyways, so this ain't going. We might be falling apart in the US, but no way are we falling apart as quickly as all these other countries. So when it's all said and done, you already know this big daddy dollar US government is going to stay on top. Now, there's going to be a bunch of countries that are going to continue growing, and they're going to also take much benefit from this dynamic. Mexico is the number one benefitor. Why? Because, again, have you seen the map? Mexico is right next door to the USA. The biggest customer to Mexico is the USA. Whether it's drugs or whether it's computer chips or gas or, whatever it is that they're buying, the biggest customer is USA. So Mexico's biggest customers are USA, and the USA's, best customer, whatever. USA and Mexico are tight. They've always been tight. It's always, it's going to remain tight. Now, another dynamic that's happening, again, speaking of China and the world over there, we're going to talk about that more in depth in a future episode. But China is falling apart, and I'm not going to get detailed on there. All we need to know is the fact that all the manufacturing on the planet Earth these days is done in China. But they're not manufacturing like they used to anymore because of many factors. Again, I'm not going to talk about them here. I don't care, okay? But all these factors that are happening in China, okay, are now not allowing them anymore to be the world's factory. They are more expensive than they used to be. Their quality of products that come out of China are horrible. And again, there's a bunch of world turmoil right now, maybe World War III breaking out. So, there's a lot of things going on where, we cannot rely, not just the USA, but any country, cannot really rely on China anymore as a manufacturing hub. But guess what? We still need things. We still want things, okay? So all of these corporations that are all over the world, they need to find a new home. A lot of them have already seen the writing on the wall many years ago, and they've already come to Mexico. And as time goes on, Mexico is going to see more and more and more growth on that. Whether it's, regular clothes factories or making iPhones or whatever it is, okay, it's all come into Mexico now. Car manufacturing, I could go on and on. So many things. So as all these things come here, okay, well, guess what? Who's going to benefit the most out of it? Okay, the Mexicans, because again, they already have clients all over the world that want these products, and the biggest, buyer, the biggest, client is the USA, and the USA now is going to be able to save a lot more money, when it comes to manufacturing, transportation. Remember, they just got to cross the border. They don't got to cross the Pacific Ocean. All right, and I can go on and on. So, so many benefits. And, when a lot of people out there are constantly saying, hey, we need to bring manufacturing back to the USA, back to the Americas, that's really what they mean. back there. So again, a lot of this manufacturing that is coming back this way, it's actually going south to Mexico. And the USA needs to figure out what they're going to do, when it comes to what they're, going to do in the sense of like how they're going to, maintain this strong besides the military. What other contribution are they going to bring to the table on the world stage? And I think, just like always, the USA is going to lead in innovation. The USA is going to, we're going to have new products, new factories, new technology, all this new stuff. Whether we're building the T-1000 or rocket ships, whatever, the Matrix, who cares? We're building it there, okay? And we need computer chips, we need all the infrastructure, we need everything, and a lot of that is down south, okay? And a lot of these minerals that we used to get from China, a lot of these they're coming from other parts of the world, okay? So it's a lot of dynamics, man. There's a lot of things going on right now, a lot of changes happening in the world right now. And because of that, we are now going to be seeing again, this dollar or whatever currency you're coming with is going to be worth less and less in Mexico as time goes on. Simply because of all these things that I was just talking about right now. It's just too many things to mention, really. But all you need to really know is the fact that the people behind this is getting weaker. The people behind this is getting stronger. And long story short, to get more of these is going to cost more money. That's it. Why? Because these things are worth less, and now these things are worth more. That's it. And if you're moving to Mexico, you need pesos, okay? Pesos. Okay? Better start getting used to pesos, okay? All right? And if you guys are worried about the impending economic doom coming up, buy silver, okay? Buy gold, okay? Educate yourself, okay, on what's going on. Because if you're out there right now and you are moving to Mexico, you're living in Mexico, you rely on dollars, you rely on other currencies, and you are not educated on what is happening or what's going to happen, all right, as it comes to all of this, you're going to be very, very, very sorry in the very near future, okay? So let me show you some more bills. So these are the older bills, okay? This is what the old bills look like, you see? All right, they're like more paperish, okay? This is what the new bills look like. Okay. Here, let me, go full screen here. Okay, these are newer bills. These are older bills. Okay. Another new bill. See, like this is, again, government. All right. This is 100. This is both new bills. 100 peso bill and a 20 peso bill. Look, they're almost identical. Look at that. It's crazy. Whatever. Anyways. So yeah, you better start getting used to what's going on here. So let me look at the chat. Let me see what's going on there, what you guys have to say about all of this. Again, I am sorry for the rough start today. Sorry for Gizmo today. See, I'm telling you, man, the Matrix doesn't want me to talk about these subjects. So it's like I want to buy a home in Baja California. Not sure if it's a good investment anymore. Why not? Again, if you know that these things are going to be worth less and less every day, but a home is always a home, and it doesn't really matter what you bought it at. Again, and remember, the higher the price goes on things, again, it's many things. Number one, demand. People are willing to pay that price. That's why it's selling for that price. But number two, it means that whatever currency you're buying it in, if it seems expensive to you, it's because that currency ain't worth jack crap anymore, okay? A lot of Mexicans that have money are able to buy a home, even at the high prices that we're complaining about. So, FYI, all right? Let me see. Comments. That's right. They're building a Tesla Gigafactory in Monterrey. I work and Tesla, and I know the peso will start getting stronger. It's already been getting stronger. You're gonna see. Canadian dollar. That's right. Yeah, Canadian dollar is really dropping. This is not good news. I'm planning to move to Mexico with $800 a month. That's right. So again, that's why I make videos talking about living in Mexico on 400 to 500, because that could be a real reality where you come out here on $1,000 or $800 a month, and you're gonna quickly realize that's not gonna buy you what it used to buy you anymore. All right. So yeah, you know what I mean? That's what you need to really think about when you're moving out here. And at the end of the day, you need to figure out a way to make money. If you are not trying to figure out a way to make money, don't come out here. Don't come out here. Mexico is not wanting any lazy people. Okay? You can stay home for that. If you're going to be lazy, just make sure you got enough money to support yourself. Otherwise, no one's going to support you. The government's not going to support you. No one's going to care. The end. Okay? So make sure you can make money. I see old people, okay, that are great-grandparents, all right, working out here still if they have to. Okay? So don't think that you can come out here and be living a privileged life, by just doing nothing. Everybody has to work, everybody has to do something, especially if you cannot afford to live. So if you already know that $800 is barely gonna make it right now, and you're hearing what I'm telling you right now, and you're seeing what I'm telling you right now, then you need to prepare adequately. That's it. And no, you're not going to get a job like a regular Mexican out here. You need to figure out a way to make money. I don't know what you're going to do, but you need to figure it out. I've talked about it many times before. You or anyone out there. Okay? PCH says, PCH, man. Oh, man, I remember driving down PCH many times. Anyways, all right. Mexican peso has strengthened. The Mexican peso has strengthened against all currencies as the Bank of Mexico is raising interest rates. By the way, all countries are raising interest rates, okay? So many countries are. Raising interest rates, exports rising to their highest level ever. That's right. And record remittances sent from people in the U.S. So, again, and a lot of those remittances, again, remember, Mexicans are not stupid. They love living in Mexico. But they're not stupid, meaning, hey, I can go to the U.S. or Canada and make a few extra bucks for, quickly and bring those bucks down here. They're still worth something and, trade them in for bigger and better things. So that's a remittance. The interest rates, again, yeah, their interest rates are already high. They're higher, again, of course, that's only going to help. And the raising exports, Mexico, like again, everything I was saying earlier, Mexico is if you thought Mexico exported before, they're gonna become China. Literally, you're gonna see Mexico is gonna become China as an exporter. They're gonna be the number one exporter, in the next coming years, 1,000%. And they don't, they import things, but Mexico is very self-sustainable too. It's not like China, where China, they need to import all their food. Mexico grows most of their food, and a lot of the food that they import, they can just get it from the U.S., So, Ivan Hernandez says, you have to keep in mind that I live in California and have the highest tax rate. If you move to Mexico, you're saving tons in taxes and cost of living is still low. Yeah, 100%. No, this is why I make these videos, because remember, there's so many people out there, and for some people, it's still going to be way worth it to live out here. For me personally, as the peso gets stronger, I'm getting happier because I do everything in pesos, so I'm happy. That's it. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. If I have to charge in pesos, and if you guys figure out the conversion rate, that's fine too. I'm not worried about it, because I'm living in Mexico with the Mexican peso and function everything with the peso. So as the peso gets stronger, it's better for me, just like it is for the typical Mexican. So I 100%, agree. Let me see. Yeah, hindsight is we should send so. Okay. If I move to Mexico, then I'll have to quit my job here in the States and find a job in Mexico if it keeps going. Again, if you get a job in Mexico, what are you going to get paid in Mexico? $15 a day. Again, you're lucky, those pesos are going to be worth more. But, what, $20, $25 a day? So. But yeah, anyone can make it out here. You just got to get to work. If you want to be lazy, this is not your country. Again, unless you're a filthy rich millionaire and you don't have to do anything. But if you just, want to work, if you just want to live your life, you got to still put some effort into getting some money to pay your bills. Like everywhere else on earth, So, You know, that's the thing, man. I think that's why the USA is in a precarious situation right now, because a lot of the population in the USA just doesn't want to work or doesn't want to do anything. And look, I know life sucks, and I know life is not fair. I know jobs suck, and a lot of jobs are unfair, and you're not getting paid what you're worth and all that. Yeah, but you know what? Everyone had to deal with that. Everyone. Now, if you're stuck in one of those jobs at 40, that's your problem. That's your situation, okay? But if you're in your early 20s, I mean, what are you expecting here? You can't even wipe your own butt yet, all right? And you're out here, you know, anyways. So, yeah. Just reading some more comments. Tom says, so Social Security will be out of the question? Well, no, not really. Again, depends on what you get a year, you know what I mean? Or what you get a month. You know, if you're getting again, you remember, look, all this video really is, okay, is for everyone out there to keep an eye on what's going on. And that's it. And start figuring out a solution that fits best your situation. So if you are only going to have your Social Security retirement and it's already like $800 or $1,000 and it's not that much, you need to plan you need to plan accordingly. You might have to get an online job or do something. You might have to do something on the side. But yeah, you know, 100%, you know what I mean? Like, you know, if you have $1,500, maybe $2,000 a month, you'll be fine. You'll probably be fine in the longer run. But, you know, again, this is something that everybody needs to keep an eye on. And this is not something that's going to happen overnight. This might take years or decades or less. Or more, I don't know, but this is definitely happening, and we're seeing it, and it's happening right in front of our eyes, and everything that I just talked about right now, it's happening. I just don't know the speed of it. We don't know. Nobody does. We can only kind of guess, and you know, that's it. But again, as each day goes on, you know what I mean? Like, and you know, let's say next week, you know, okay, let's just go to the chart real quick. You can see, but let's just say next week we're at 17, or then the following week we're at 16. By summer, can you imagine that by summer, just a few months away, that we will be at 15 or 14? And if it keeps dropping, what that will really mean? All right, so, because I'm closely watching this too, because don't get me wrong, I still get paid in dollars. And as time goes on, you know what I mean? Like, I might be requesting less and less dollars going forward. Because why? And then, you know, people are going to be like, oh, Jose is charging more. I'm like, no, I'm just not going to charge less. So if I have to pick, all right, what currency I'm going to charge in, dollars or pesos, I'm going to start going with pesos. And it might be more expensive for you or anyone else out there, but I'm not going to do it the other way around where it's going to be more expensive for me. That doesn't make any sense. You follow? So, you know, there's so many things, you know, to think about when going forward. But again, imagine next year and we are like at 12 or 11 or 10 to 1. Okay? And these are things that everybody needs to consider. Again, maybe not. It might go to 25 to 1. But I doubt it. You know what I mean? I doubt it. You know, I think that, you know, we have to go into World War III. You know, maybe a new dollar, you know, gets established. You know, we have to go through another, you know, COVID type, you know, pandemics type. Again, not a pandemic, but another ginormous hit to the world economy for the peso to go back to, you know, high. You know what I mean? But as things go the way they're going, you know, the way things are just marching along right now, I honestly think that no, you know, as time goes on, we're going to be seeing, this is going to be, the dollar's going to be worth less and less every day. And it's going to buy you less and less pesos. And things are going to be more and more expensive in pesos, regardless. You follow? Because inflation and so many other things. But the typical Mexican getting paid in pesos and getting raises in pesos and their economy getting better, as everything gets more expensive in Mexico, they're not really going to care. You know, they're going to be able to still afford it. They're going to be able to afford more as time goes on. But you only relying on dollars or Canadian dollars or whatever it is you're relying on, you know, things are just going to get more and more expensive and maybe more difficult for you depending on your situation. Global Adventure says, I've said this before, but this is the first time in the entire 5 years I've lived in Mexico that the dollar has dropped so low in compared to USD. I've actually started budgeting now. Yeah, and again, man, look, when I've been here a while, and you remember, you guys, you remember that it was even lower than that. I wish it, can I go max? What's it max? Okay, look at that. So let's just go 2017. 2017, it was already at 1750. Okay. And let's go to 2015. 2015, it was at 1650, and we can go lower. Look at that. Look, as we go back in time, okay, the further we go back in time, look at the peso. Okay? November of 2006 was $10. Okay, 10 pesos. So half of what it is now. So again, the fact that, we're going to sit here and naively think that it's not going to keep dropping, you got something coming to you. So, yeah, 100%. We're I think this is only the beginning of that. Let me see some more comments. Hey, Jose, I just moved to Merida. Your videos have been very helpful. Thank you. All right. Feeling the heat and feeling the inflation. That's right. Problems with increasing the interest rate is, okay, interest rate or that. So question. That's a great question that you're asking. Pedrosa Travel says, so question, does the U.S. want a strong dollar or a strong economy? I don't even know what it wants anymore. Are you kidding me? Are you following what's going on in the USA anymore? It's more bipolar than Kanye West or whatever, man. Get out of here. Who knows what's going on in the USA? I don't know, and I don't care. I'm not going to lie. You know what I mean? But it's not getting any better anytime soon. I'll tell you that right now. And what do they want? Well, obviously, they would want for the dollar to be worth more on the world stage. But if they keep printing money and giving it away to a bunch of countries out there, well, the more they print, the less this is worth. And what do they want? Well, I mean, again, the country is falling apart right now on every level. So I don't know what they want. I don't know why. That's the $1 million question, as they like to say, right? And say, Jose, I just saw a video from Miguel breaking down how much it costs for her plus 3 to live in Merida. $2,500. What, if you're spending $2,500 USD a month, you're living big, man. You're living nice and big. It's me, my wife, and my dog, and we live very humbly. And my expenses are around $1,000 a month. Okay, they're $1,000 a month. I live off just the YouTube and things like that, and I'm barely making enough, a month, to pay my bills. But those are my bills. So I'm very, very, very closely budgeting and all this other stuff and yada yada yada. And that's what I spend. And a lot of times I get complaints from my own wife that I spend too much money on certain things. Okay. Which is fine, that's the kind of wife I want. I love her to death, you know what I mean? For her to be watching over our finances, and not willy-nilly spending like crazy. But again, someone that's spending over $2,500 a month, they're spending money, man. Like I said, I've made many videos on plenty of people that can live in Mexico for $500, $600 a month, $1,000 a month, So anyways. Yeah, my car costs. I see that you said like someone has a car in Mexico, $500 a month. That's insane. My car costs me $500 a year. Anyways, not including gas. Okay. Anyways, if it is gas, it might as well be $500 a month. Anyways. I'm reading the comments. See if there's anything, relevant for me to keep talking about here. Shout out to everyone out there in the chat. But anywho's. Yeah, that's right. David Rodriguez says money printer will go burr once again. Oh, 1,000,000%. I mean, you'll see. I mean, don't let anyone out there kid you. The US dollar, we still got trillions upon trillions upon trillions upon trillions. You get the idea. Oh, to print. Okay, you ain't seen nothing yet. All right. And again, no one ever asks, where's that money going? You know? So yeah, we'll see. Who knows what's going to happen, all right? No one knows. All I know is that I'm safe and sound out here in Mexico. Hells to the yeah. Amen to that.
How dare you?
Greta's not happy that I'm not suffering with the rest of the plebes. Anyways, well, whatever. Get over it, people.
Bruh.
Anyways. How does healthcare work for expats in Mexico? That's a great question. In fact, I answered that question already. You should check out my channel. I literally answered that question an hour ago on another live stream. Check out the channel. Check out that live stream. And I talk all about healthcare. That's it. I think that's it. I think that is it. When we're talking about that topic. By the way, if there's anyone out there that has any questions, okay, that I did not answer in my gibberish in today's live stream, okay, when we were talking about the dollar compared to the peso and all that stuff, okay, go ahead and ask now, all right, while I do my outro. See, look, there you go. Destination Max says, yep, my rent is $55 more due to peso strength. Yeah, in fact, let me see what my rent is now. Oh, yeah, I can just do it here. Okay, so. Look at that. Yeah, my rent also went up. My rent went up $31. Holy guacamole. Jesus. Luis. I didn't even look at it that way. Yeah, you're right. Anyways, wow, that is a lot. Yeah, see, my rent. Yeah, I got a rent increase without even getting a rent increase. You know, it's freaking dollar.
Bruh.
Oh, thank you very much, Isu Hunabaku. Isu Hanabaku. I hope I said your name correct. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. $5 is definitely going to make a dent in my rent. I appreciate that. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to let you guys, see if there's any more questions. In the meantime, if you want to ask me a question, okay, if there's any questions you want me to answer, okay, in a future video, in a future episode, please click on the link I am providing in the chat right now. Click on the link in the description of this video. Click on the link that's in the comment section of this exact video, and it'll take you straight to my website, and it'll take you straight to here where you will be able to watch a video explaining how all this works. But long story short, I also have it in text, okay, so you guys can read it yourself. But anyways, long story short, how it works is that if you want any question answered at any time, you write me an email with the question, with the topic. If you need advice, you want me to talk about a certain topic, you want me to answer a certain question, whatever it is, send it to me, and depending on the complexity of the topic will depend on the price point of the topic. All right, so earlier today we talked about gas being banned in Mexico. That was a very inexpensive video to make, very inexpensive donation, from John, okay? And Paul, he sent a very, very generous donation for me to talk about this subject. So that's why I'm here an hour talking about this subject, because it was a very generous donation and it was a lot to unpack and a lot to talk about, and also had some technical difficulties at the beginning of the episode, so I apologize for that as well. But even with all that being said, if you out there want to help the show, you want to help yourself by getting me to answer a question live on the air for you, then all you need to do is, again, just click on the link below, and I'll be able to answer any question about any subject, about any topic, about anything you want me to talk about. It doesn't have to be Mexico related, okay? And that's it. So I hope that helps. I hope that was, a very helpful explanation of the dollar to the peso and what's going on with the currencies and all that stuff. So yes. But anyways, shout out to Isa Hanabuku. Right, Isa Hunabuku. I don't even know if that's the right pronunciation. Anyways, but thank you so much. That was very nice of you. Very kind of you for the $5 super chat. And everyone else that has sent a few bucks here or there today and every other day. And again, special thanks to Paul, okay, Mr. Paul out there, that sent in this topic, this question for me to talk about. And shout out to Anonymous and shout out to John that also had their questions answered earlier today. Okay, so I'm guessing that I've already answered this question thoroughly in today's episode, since I see no other questions or comments coming in. So I think it's time for me to wrap this bad boy up. And you already know the deal. If you like this kind of content, don't forget to please like, please subscribe, please share, please hit the bell icon. But more importantly than anything else, please stay awesome. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks again, and I'll see you Sunday. Dropping a new video, all right? And I'll see you guys next week, all right? So, thanks again. Bye.